What's up, fellow internet denizens? It's Halloween week, so let's talk about more underrated songs that I haven't heard at Halloween parties or hangouts or events, but I wish I did. Or just songs that fit the general Halloween vibe. Next time I do this, I might keep it a bit more in a theme like vampires or cabaret goth songs or something, but I decided just to stick to the looser, spoopy theme here. Also, disclaimer, I'm not doing any MCR, Ghost, Ice Nine Kills, and Voltaire in this one either, and any of my future ones unless otherwise noted, because, again, almost every Halloween event that I've been to has had songs by these guys, and this list is for underrated songs. Similarly, we're not putting Love Like Winter by AFI, Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, or like half of Avenged Sevenfold and Set It Off's respective discographies. While those are awesome, those are too easy. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, let's start off with Survive by Nightclub. This song feels like a spooky mirror maze lined with disorienting pink neon and filled with fog. You're trying desperately to survive and get out, but you keep facing dead ends and yourself. If you want a fun, dark wave descent into madness, put this on at your next Halloween party. If you like this, check out other songs by Nightclub, like Schizophrenic, Scary World. Next up, we got The Girl Who Finds Gifts from Crows by Massive Ego. Every fall growing up, there used to be this flock of crows that would swarm one tree in my backyard. I don't know if this is a seasonal thing or just something crows like to do, but I always associated crows with the Halloween season because of this, and all the superstitions surrounding them. Furthermore, I just like crows. They're such intelligent creatures, and I completely understand their obsession with shiny things. Also, they're so silly. Watch them talk sometime, it's adorable. Anyway, this is the story of a girl who is hated by her peers, so she befriends some crows, but slowly falls into a cycle of depression and addiction. It's more sad than scary, but it's still a banger. The synths feel so eerie and the singer's deep voice complements this. Put this on at your next Halloween get-togethers. It's awesome. Next up, Visitation of the Ghost by the Brobecks. Think you're pretty smart. You might recognize the lead singer's voice. Dallin Weeks, lead singer of I Don't Know How But They Found Me, and former bassist of Panic at the Disco. The Brobecks was his earliest project, and this song is my favorite from this era. This is a haunting, dark cabaret song about a heroin junkie overdosing and someone trying to piece together why she died. Meanwhile, her ghost is there to haunt them and take revenge on them, possibly for not being there in her darkest time. The best part of the song is probably the bridge, because it sounds like a choir of ghosts. Perhaps there are ghost protagonists' friends, vengeful spirits bent on haunting you. So let's get a bit weird with Harvester of Eyes by Blue Oyster Cult. I'm going to see if I could keep putting Blue Oyster Cult songs on these lists as a game. They have a song for everything. I'm not the hugest fan of them, but I like a fair few of their songs. Anyway, this song is about a fella who harvests eyes. Our protagonist seems to be an eldritch abomination, potentially related to tuberculosis, though I can't find anything solid on that aside from a throwaway comment on Genius. He goes about stealing people's eyes and hiding them in his pink leather bag and using them to get high, I think? I don't understand some of what the protagonist means here, but that doesn't matter. He's an eldritch entity who steals eyes, so he could pick up garbage cans or just exist in the hay however he pleases. After all, you can't just judge someone who can steal your eyes. I think the writers were just really high when they wrote this. Blue Oyster Cult is from that era of music where everyone was just really high. So speaking of eyes, next up we got Open Eye by Orbit Culture. The night of the living dead is upon us. The mist of the mountains has surrounded my mind now, and the beacons are lit. If you don't think that is a banger first verse, you are wrong. Lyrically, the song is a bit harder to parse, but this song still feels like the dead are rising around you. You're fighting the undead and you're losing yourself in the madness of it all while bones dissolve and planets collide. If that's not spooky, I don't know what is. Tombstones climbing up the sky. Let's chill out a bit with this next song, Ghost in Your Stereo by The Midnight. The Midnight's a chill synthwave band, so what are they doing on this list, you may be asking? To that I say, just listen to this song. The singer sounds eerie and far away, singing about a skyline of tombstones and life after death. These words are ghosts that have long since vanished out of the singer's mouth by the time you hear them, but they're still eerie and beautiful. While it's a little too chill for like a full-on party, this still feels like a good song to have on while you wait for trick-or-treaters, or while hanging out with friends on a cold Halloween night. Speaking of trick-or-treating, everybody scream! No joke. According to former drummer Spencer Smith, the vocals were recorded in a bathroom. I know it's better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poise and rationality, but doesn't this make this song a literal shitpost? This song started off as something of an ironic listen every so often, and became something I have to listen to every Halloween because I'm weird. Anyway, you can't listen to It's Almost Halloween by Panic at the Disco without watching the music video. You have the band. Yes, this was from back when it was a band and not Brendan Urie's falsetto-tinged ego trip. You have the band rocking out in some very cheap costumes in the woods, and random people just getting silly stringed at a party. I have no idea how to do the trick-or-treat like they insist I do as I listen, but if you like corny mid-2000s stuff, you'd love this music video. You're in for a great time. Next up, we got Rotoscope by Spiritbox. If you've never heard of Spiritbox, what the fuck are you doing? Pause this video right now and listen to them. Go on, I still see you. There we go. Anyway, they're one of my favorite bands right now, and I wish I could scream like Courtney. So what is rotoscoping? It's an art style where you paint frame by frame over a live-action video in order to produce a realistic action. According to Wikipedia, anyway. Sometimes the effects can be nauseating and uncanny, and this song is just that. Rotoscope paints a nauseating picture of someone being haunted by swaying shadows and skeletons. They reach out from just out of frame, creeping through the cracks in the pavement and haunting our protagonist and signaling an imminent end. Next. Next up, The Crow by Cruachan. Cruachan? I think I got it the first time. Alright, here's another song about crows because I find them fascinating and spooky and a little silly. See, look at them. Look at them being silly. Anyway, this is an Irish folk metal song about the Morrigan, the Irish goddess of death, taking the form of a crow and flying through the sky, looking for souls to take home with her. She's seen everything from great battles to a child's silent death, and she's here to guide everyone to her home and welcome them. She doesn't weep for the dead, as she knows death is only the beginning for them, if they just follow her to the rising sun. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, I know I said I wouldn't be doing AFI in this video, but Kill for Candy by Dreamcard doesn't count, so fuck off. Davey Havok's voice is sexy. Anyway, this song's meaning is somewhat ambiguous, as Havok tends to use a lot of double entendres, and I hate to admit this, but I am not exactly good at picking up on those. But I interpret this as a serial killer who kills for sweet things that are fleeting and unhealthy. It's hard not to interpret this as such, when several of Davey Havok's songs are about killing, death, and generally bad people. Anyway, this is a fun dance song, and if you haven't heard it, definitely give it a listen. Alright, next up we got Dead Enough for Life by Icon of Coil. Dead Enough for Life is a fun, dancey song about someone trying to reach out from behind the veil of death, sort of existing in a depressing half-life and eternally reaching out for any form of connection, all because they made a bad deal with an unknown entity. Honestly, completely understand. Been there several times, actually. Seriously, though, this song feels like a vampire trying to coax me into his clutches. I would totally fall for that, though, not only because this song is fire, but also vampires are sexy. Fuck off if you don't think so. I might make a video on vampires soon, actually. Definitely check out Dead Enough for Life. Great fucking song. Alright, up next we have Shallow Grave by The Birthday Massacre. What's more tragic than some morbid melodrama? Shallow Grave compares the life of a has-been who wants more to a dead body being buried. All of this is sung over a dark, pulsing melody. Our protagonist is washed up and dying, literally, for attention, knowing there can be no tomorrow. The world buries her alive because of her perceived superficiality. Depressing, but still fun. And finally, we got Dead is the New Alive by Emily Autumn, Manipulator Mix. This is one of the relatively few songs where I prefer the remix over the original. This song might sound like it's about death, but on closer inspection, this is a parody of gothic culture. Also, it appeared in a Saw film. I don't like the Saw films, but still pretty cool, right? What better way to celebrate the Halloween season than to celebrate gothicness and also listen to the soundtrack of a notable horror movie? This song was actually how I discovered Emily Autumn a while back, and it feels like I should have found her sooner. If this is your first time hearing her too, check out Shalot. That song made me cry my guts out. Anyway, do you guys have any underrated Halloween songs? Or underrated songs in general? I need to expand my playlists. Seriously. Anyway, if you liked this video, feel free to like and maybe even subscribe if you're feeling generous. I've been Alien Daydreamer, and I am out. Bye!